I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Fort Lee Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published on January 13th, 2023, and posted on the district website at www.flboe.com, published in the board's designated online media outlet newspapers, The Record and the Star Ledger, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Fort Lee, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. Please be advised that this meeting is being taped and may be broadcasted on local TV and online at a future date. The Open Public Meetings Act allows for remote participation at board meetings and defines meeting as any gathering, whether corporal or by means of communication equipment, which is attended by or open to all of the members of a public body, held with the intent on the part of the members of the body present to discuss or act as a unit upon the specific public business of that body. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joe?
Here.
Mrs. Curry?
She's here.
Dr. Golfinopoulos? Mr. Knight? Here. Mrs. Morel?
Yeah.
Mrs. Richter?
Here.
Mr. Rubino?
Here.
Ms. Stassen?
Here.
And Ms. Colbert is out.
Here.
Cut out.
Video, sorry. Let the record show that Intendant Superintendent Kravitz, Intern DA Filipino, Assistant Superintendent Baker, and Board Attorney Robert Dane.
The board will be convening to executive session to discuss legal, personnel, and other confidential matters. The board will reconvene into public session at approximately 7:30 p.m. May I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Morel, second, Rubino, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Fort Lee Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published on January 13th, 2023, and posted on the district website at www.flboe.com, published in the board's designated online media outlet newspaper, The Record and the Star Ledger, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Fort Lee, and mailed to all persons, if any, who have requested said notice. Please be advised that this meeting is being taped and may be broadcasted on local TV and online at a future date. The Open Public Meeting Act allows for remote participation at board meetings and defines meeting as any gathering, whether corporal or by means of communication equipment, which is attended by or open to all members of a public body, held with the intent on the part of the members of the body present to discuss or act as a unit upon the specific big public business of that body. Roll call, please.
Ms. Joe?
Here.
Mrs. Curry is absent.
Here.
Dr. Golfinopoulos? Mr. Knight?
Here.
Ms. Morel? Mrs. Richter?
Here.
Mr. Rubino?
Here.
Ms. Stassen? Here. And Ms. Colbert?
Here.
The board convened executive session at 6:30 p.m. today to discuss legal, personnel, and other confidential matters. Mr. Kravitz, will you begin by sharing the superintendent's report?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this lovely evening in Fort Lee. I appreciate the participation. We welcome everyone back from a break. Believe it or not, we only have about 47 days of school remaining in our calendar. And when we speak about returning the school snow days that are incorporated in the calendar, it indicates that provided there is no snow and on a beautiful night like this, it looks like there might not be any more snow days. We would be giving them back in the calendars indicated on Friday before Memorial Day as well as the Tuesday afterward. That is not official until the board takes action, which ideally would be at the next meeting. In the meantime, I would like to introduce two of our student representatives who will speak about what's happening at the high school. One is Sasha Zoti, and the other one is Paula Pestek. So welcome. Please introduce yourselves and tell us what grade you are in.
Good evening, my name is Sasha Zoutin and I'm in grade 11.
My name is Paula Pestic and I'm in grade 11 as well.
Sunjin So, Matthew Koretsky, Veronica Mock, Rena Kim, Noah O competed in the MathWorks Math Modeling M3 Challenge and received honorable mention, earning them $1,000 in scholarship funds. They were in the top 6% of all the 650 submissions nationwide. The competition is a 14-hour-long challenge where students submit a math paper that models a given problem to solve on the growth of electric bikes.
On Saturday, March 25th, the Greek Club marched in the first ever Greek Independence Day Parade, which was organized and led by the Hellenic Civic Club of Fort Lee. The starting point was from Borough Hall, where there was a flag-raising ceremony, and we marched to the intermediate school, where the reception was held. Mayor Mark Sokolich was honored as the Grand Marshal of the event, and there was several prominent Greek guest speakers, Greek dancers, and other performances, and of course, a lot of Greek food. It was a meaningful day to remember as we celebrated the 200th year of Greece's freedom from 400 years of occupation and enslavement by the Ottoman Empire.
Additionally, 12th grader student Ace Koleshnikov won a national silver medal in painting for the Scholastic Art Award.
Lastly, on Tuesday, April 25th, the 11th graders will be taking the SATs.
Great. Good luck with those SATs. Thank you. Just for the record.
Thank you. Do we have any committee reports?
Sure. Buildings and grounds just met before this meeting. We did actually kind of review the budget, and I believe Superintendent Kravitz is going to be meeting with most members in committee meetings regarding some budget items. With regards to building and grounds, it was mentioned at the last meeting too, where we'd like to add a maintenance staff and some capital projects, but we didn't get to go into as much detail, I think, as we were hoping to.
Negotiations also met yesterday to discuss the budget. We didn't get into any other details. We were just going over the budget. Thank you.
I have a quick question. Mr. Kravitz, are we calling you by your proper name, or is it now Dr. Kravitz?
Yes, it is Dr. Kravitz.
Okay, on behalf of the board, we bought you a little something. There you go.
So for those of you in Zoom land, I got a operation was a favor
Trying to
of
get
mine,
this
and I was a favor.
I
Thank
hope
you.
you won't be performing surgery.
No, it's not an MD, just to be clear.
No prescriptions, nothing.
No prescription.
Okay, I'm going.
All right. I apologize, I should call you Dr. Kravitz.
It's okay, it's still the same person.
All right, so thank you everyone for your reports. Do board members have questions or comments on tonight's agenda or any other topic?
I do. Okay. So I'd like to actually suggest a table of a few items. 1B, I don't believe the minutes were available to us. 1F and 2F also didn't have attachments. And then actually I did have a question with regards to the math program for CUR. I have asked in previous board meetings, I believe it's possible for the board to support the students that are in this advanced math program, because I believe the students, it was about 60 students of our best math students in 7th and 8th grade that are, I guess, approved to take the course, but then they have to pay $500 for the course too, which is, I believe, the only academic program that we ask our parents to support financially. So I don't know if it's, we have to move to possibly consider to cover that this year, or if that's something that we have budgeted for next year. But just moving forward, I know I've mentioned it in years past, and I just wanted to make sure that it's not going to be a strain on some of our best students in the district.
So it, that would be a board action if you wanted to waive those costs, and I would just, so, you know, there are multiple options, from what I understand, that have existed over the years. So the first I will say that the cost has been $500 for in-district students and $600 for students out of the district. Over the last 2 years, that number has been reduced from that 600 to 500 for in-district. Additionally, when we look at options to get into that program, the math sequencing that we speak about, and we've looked at heavily in the curriculum committee, there is another option, which includes a placement test at the beginning of the year. So those are the two options to accelerate your math studies. One does not cost and one does cost. As far as if the board would choose to do that, we can definitely, if the board chooses to make a motion and to allocate funds to that, I think administration would be amenable, but I would just also understand that as we always look for teachers to teach, and once we start to open that, then if anything in the future that we would open to be equitable to all students, it would be setting a precedent, which is, again, possible, but I always just say, be aware of all of the things that could lead to that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for my understanding was, and I don't know how many students, I think I've asked in the past, where, how many kids actually didn't take the program because maybe they had a financial hardship, or they just didn't have, and I understand if they don't go because they have other plans or whatever else it is, but I don't think we've ever really ascertained whether or not they can afford it. So that's the main concern. So I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I would be in favor of motioning. Again, I understand 60 students that enroll in that. Is that right? So, yeah, something we brought up a few times.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So you said tabling 1B.
1B, 1F, and 2F.
Well, I think when we get to those resolutions, right now it's 1B, so it's 1B table.
That's yes.
So we don't need a unless there's an objection to table.
They're gonna put them as walk-ons.
Could you all use the microphone? It's very difficult to hear.
So the question is coming about as far as Ms. Cho has tabled 1B, 2B, and
No, 1B, 1F, and 2F.
1B, 1F, and 2F, and then I would say open the, I think wants to have discussion on another one, but you'd have to, I defer to the attorney, but Robert's Rules of Order would have to make a motion, vote on that to table, and then make a motion to discuss what you're discussing, vote on that, open discussion, vote to close discussion, and then take a vote on that. Okay. So,
Are there any other board comments before we go into?
Yes, do we have to bring the walk-on for 3B?
Yeah.
There's a walk-on for 3B, right, Kristen?
Yeah.
So do we have to make a motion for that, or no?
No.
Walk-on?
Make a motion for 3B, I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
so Mr. Rubino is making a motion for
Second.
with a walk.
Slow roll?
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to do.
So am I reading the entire resolution? No, we want to remove 1B, 1F, and 2F.
Correct.
We want to include 3B.
Correct.
Okay. So first, I'll start with Ms. Cho's, since that's Poland, right?
Didn't we just move?
Oh,
Second for
sorry.
3B.
All right. So 3B is, whereas the Fort Lee Board of Education has reviewed its membership to nominate a local school board member for the RGF Hay Award, and whereas the Fort Lee Board of Education has found Ms. Paula Kolbach to be a viable candidate as a recipient of this award for her continued outstanding service to the school district and the community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fort Lee Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the submission of nomination of Fort Lee School District Board of Education President Ms. Paula Kolbach for the RGFA Award of Bergen County. And be it further resolved that Ms. Colbath has displayed true evidence of leadership qualities in her 8 years of service on the board, serving as its president for 3 of those years. Ms. Colbath has been a member on the Executive Committee of Bergen County School Boards Association since January 2019, and its Vice President of Legislation as well. In addition, Ms. Colbath is a certified and master board member and a member of the New Jersey School Board Association's Legislative Committee, Finance Committee, and Subcommittee on Resolutions. Mr. Rubino, you have a motion to add 3B. Yes, Sasu, you seconded it. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Richter,
Yes.
Mrs. Morel,
Yes.
Mrs. Curry,
Yes.
Colton Panopoulos is absent. Ms. Cho,
Yes.
Ms. Stassen,
Yes.
Mr. Rubino,
Yes.
Mr. Knight,
Yes.
and Ms. Colton.
I don't know if I have to abstain. I'll just abstain on putting it on.
Motion carried.
Congratulations on your nomination. Ms. Colbath.
Thank you.
Now I need a motion to table item 1B.
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Cho, second, Mr. Rubino.
Stasu.
So, just to clarify, it's moved by Mr. Rubino and Stasu, second. Mr. Rubino,
Yes.
Dr. Colton Panopoulos is absent. Mr. Knight,
Yes.
Ms. Morel,
Yes.
Ms. Cho,
Yes.
Ms. Richter,
Yes.
Curry,
Yes.
Ms. Stasu,
Yes.
and Ms. Colbert.
Yes.
And then we need a motion to table items 1F and 2F.
Motion. Second.
Motion, Cho, second, Morel. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rubino,
Yes.
Dr. Panopoulos is absent. Mr. Knight,
Yes.
Ms. Morel,
Yes.
Ms. Cho,
Yes.
Ms. Richter,
Yes.
Ms. Curry,
Yes.
Ms. Stasu,
Yes.
Ms. Colbert.
Yes.
So do I have a motion on 4CUR that board pays that, or?
Or table.
So you want to amend the resolution?
I defer to,
Do we want to pay for all, or do we want to table it and discuss it? or-
I think it's only 60 times 500, 30,000.
So we can make a motion to amend the agenda item.
4CUR, because I don't think it talks about the price right now, the way it's written, so
Do we have that one?
it just says that we're having it, so.
What are we amending?
There's a discussion on amending 4CUR regarding, I guess, the motion on the floor is to amend the resolution indicating the cost. The
Doesn't have a
resolution
cost,
doesn't
right,
have a
doesn't
cost.
have a cost, right,
It's
so-
just approving the program.
This is
Right.
not the
So
cost.
that's
and
why,
that would
but
have
he
to
had
be
said that I
a-
had to motion something, so that's why I was asking.
I think we would be really circumstantial. I think we need to come back for another time and now follow the cost.
So normally we would not. I don't know if we have we would have a specific motion in the past, or excuse me, a special resolution to include the cost, so I don't know how that would work.
So that's been the problem I've had in the past years, I've spoken about it, and that's why.
I think it only considers not the concept.
Yeah.
She's talking about paying for it, isn't that a separate?
Yeah,
We would have to bring something
Right.
else up in the next meeting.
So right now, CUR,
We're just.
for CUR, it's just approving the program to exist.
Right.
And then the next.
Maybe under new business, I guess.
Under new business, you
Okay,
can
sure.
bring up that.
So next meeting will have a dollar value on it, is that what you're saying?
We'll put a resolution for the next meeting to have a dollar amount, and the board can vote on that.
Any other comments from board members or questions? Good? Okay. May I have a motion to open the floor to the public? Motion Morel, second. Second Curry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? We will hear first from any members of the public that are physically located at the cafetorium tonight. Then we will take questions and comments from those participating remotely. For remote public participants, please select the raise hand button. District Technology Coordinator, Mr. Ruggiero, will recognize each community member in the order of the raised hand by lowering the hand. Please unmute your microphone then, state your name and home address for the record, and begin your comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any members of the public? No one is public here. So if you are at home and you wish to speak, please raise your hand. Mr. Ruggiero, I turn it over to you.
Yes, thank you. We have a Miss Kahe Kesa. You have your hand raised. You've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes. Miss Kahe Kesa. All right, I'm going to move along because she has to click accept. So Mr. Mike Asso, you have been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name for the record. You have 3 minutes.
All right, I'm coaching third. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy belated holidays, everyone. Hey, quick question. I see on 3CUR, we have a keynote speaker, Doc Brown for 3CUR, costing $9,500. Yes?
Yes.
On the business, he's doing a keynote on the business and educational leadership, right? Does anybody know or can explain to me what the keynote will be about before we spend $9,500? Anybody? Okay, two out. I got 2 hours.
Sorry, there was a delay with my microphone. So the keynote speaker will be speaking about, we'll be speaking to students to motivate them. The presentation will incorporate social emotional strategies to help students get ready and motivated, especially during the springtime for all the assessments that they have to take. So it's really supposed to be motivational and for the social emotional well-being of students.
What age group?
High school.
Seniors?
It's going to be for students, for eligible students, for a particular course.
So it's going to be basically on social and emotional learning?
Correct.
So what's that got to do with business?
It's motivational. That's the LLC, that's the company. So that's the company.
Okay. So we're basically, we're spending we're going to spend $9,500 for a keynote speaker who's good to talk about social and emotional learning. Yes?
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
It's grant funded.
Okay. I want you to think about that. Okay.
It's
Oh, by the way, one last thing. I know my time's up because Paula only gives me like an hour, minute and 20 seconds. We have opening day Saturday morning at the Little League. Come out and support our travel teams. We're doing great. God love you all. Just remember, you're going to spend $9,500 on the social and emotional learning. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks, Nick.
I'm sorry, I wasn't the video because I couldn't get in time, and then I learned that I could get really cool in here. So you can move on to
We have Arena Karash. Arena Karash, you have been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes. Arena Karash. Okay, we'll come back to Arena. I'm going to move on to Andrew. Oh, well, there we go. There's Irina. Irina,
Hello?
yes.
Yes. Hi, Irina Karash, 233 Month Avenue. My question's very quick. I just wanted to follow up on those snow days. Any decision yet on the school calendar?
So I guess well, officially at the next meeting, we will indicate, as it says on the calendar, that the give back days would be the Friday before Memorial Day and the Tuesday after Memorial Day. That's pending board approval, which would be at the next Board of Education meeting. So that would be, that's already indicated in the calendar. The give back on the 2 snow days would be the Friday and the Tuesday after Memorial Day, before and after.
Is that official? Because as parents, we'd like to make, arrangements.
So
Official till next.
it will be official at the next Board of Education meeting. It has to go through board resolution, but I'm sharing it publicly. I don't expect any snow days within the next 2 weeks, but traditionally most superintendents are doing that.
Understood. Okay, up for discussion on the next one, so we'll know then. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, Andrew Goodman, 326 Bridge Plaza North, Fort Lee. I have a question about the 18 to 21 program at Tom Hunter Road that's on the agenda. Could we get some more information about that?
Sure. Every public school district is required to educate students until the age of 21. We have a population that we address in that age group. We are looking over, we have projections over the next 4 to 5 years of an increase in their current increase in that population. The current location that we use does not substantiate that. By law, we're out of compliance if we add more and more students. So we're looking to utilize a purchase of a property that we have finalized and possibly move the location there. That would allow us to keep the students in the district.
Will that new facility be ready for September?
That is the goal. We have met with the architects. We are meeting with the staff. We are meeting with the director of special education, as well as our buildings and grounds and some of the teachers. And we will, that's the goal. It is a very compliant building that has a lot of the necessary requirements are ready for us to open up as soon as possible.
Can you disclose the location? Is that exactly?
308 Tom Hunter Road as indicated on the agenda.
Thank you. Is there a backup plan in case that facility is not ready?
That we will, once we we've already sat with the architects. They've been there many times. We expect it to be open for September. We will start to come up with a contingency plan if it is not, but we expect it to be open.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are no more raised hands.
Thank you. We have someone that came to the public. Are we okay with going backwards and letting her speak? Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I was trying to get inside.
Speak
Can
in
you
the
please put a
microphone,
note
please.
there so we know
Make
where
sure
to
you
come?
speak into the microphone, please.
Oh, thank you very much. Can you please note, put a note on the door? Okay, thank you very much. Can you please put a note on the main door to tell us that we can come from this door directly here? I was waiting there to get someone to open it. Thank you.
Can you just say your name and address?
I'm sorry, I've been here before. My name is Saya Chesia and the address is it 2000?
Yes,
It's 484 Main Street, Fort Lee, New Jersey, 07024. I have been here before and have raised the issue of the sidewalks and the small forest, and the answer from the superintendent has been, you don't have funds. I had back then called the senator's office, Bill Rushready, and Josh Kramer, and the governor. And there is someone from the senator's office who has answered, and she's willing to help. She just said, don't mention my name on the public hearings. I have emailed you, sir, Mr. Private. Have you received my email or not?
Yes, and I know you had on that email, you also spoke with the police chief, and we both communicated regarding the sidewalks, the speed bumps that you referenced.
Thank you.
We looked at the security. I know there's an organization that we will be looking at the facility behind the building.
Yes.
but there are costs. I know that
Did
some
you
of,
speak with her?
I have not spoken to anyone from the senator's office.
Please,
I
because
don't.
I have her email address here.
Okay.
I emailed that to you.
Yes, I have it, and that's why
Yeah,
I
please
shared it.
contact her. She just doesn't want her name to be mentioned here, but she's willing to help very much. She's actually surprised that you didn't reach out to her and I reached out to her, but it's fine. She said that I can be in the meeting with some other parents that are interested in fixing the grounds, and she knows people and she can connect ties so we can get the money to get things done.
So that's why we've been speaking to the police department, because the concern is also the safety, health, and welfare of all of the children coming down. I know there are other community organizations that are interested as well in helping. But one of the things that they have done, which they haven't finished, the police department, is a traffic study regarding what the traffic would look like if we started to clean up that area and create the stairwell. You know, the concern is that if we were to do that and make it cleaner, would that impact the traffic on, I believe it's 14th Street?
It will impact it for a bit until they clean up, but the woods are cracking, really.
I know the Rotary did a cleanup in the beginning of the year, thank you to them. And I know that that's also one of the things that they have mentioned. I know Ms. Colbeth is an active member, as are some of the other board members. So we have been working. I know it's a slow and long process. They asked for a topographical map of the area, but again, there's a lot of issues that go with it.
You have to tie up a lot of things before it keeps moving. But you have her address in Senator's office.
Yes, and as soon as I received that email, as I said, it was addressed to me and some public officials we spoke about.
Okay, perfect, thank you. The other concern is the baseball field. My daughter, we paid $250 for the aftercare, and we want them to go outside, especially today, for example, it's a beautiful day. The teachers are complaining about the baseball field. The people that have come to do the baseball team, they are playing and the balls can fall on the kids and it hurt them. So if you can get them off from the fields until we're completely done, and then it's a shame. We're paying the money and our kids are staying indoors and it's beautiful weather. We want that, please intervene.
So what do? We recognize that there's a shortage of space for both our gyms as well as our fields, and we try to incorporate usage for our little leagues and baseball leagues and softball leagues and all the sports within the town as well as the school. I will speak to the after-school program,
please,
as well as
the baseball.
The baseball, but again, there's a limited amount of time before it gets too dark for kids, and we try to manage it as best we can. There is, in almost every town, land and fields are precious.
I know, yeah, but our kids are precious too. I mean, they need to breathe that fresh air. They still have it in the darkness, they can play whatever, but some schools are making April 21st day off. It's 8. North Bergen has it off. It's the holiday of 8. If you could do that in our town, that would be great to appreciate that. Just like it was Good Friday.
So again, that would be a board decision when we vote on the calendar.
Yeah, please, yeah. It would be fantastic if you do that. I think, yeah, text messages, we get a lot of junk text messages from the Board of Education. I know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a motion to close the floor to the public.
Ms. Richter, I do have one more raised hand during that last comment. Someone else raised their hand.
Okay.
Michelle Perez, you've been promoted to panelist. Please unmute your microphone and feel free to share your video. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
Hey, sorry, really super, Michelle Perez, Midwest. Hi, everybody. Very quickly, was there any follow-up on the request for more signage about not allowing dogs on campus? Or anything after the last conversation?
So we will be following up. There's by state statute, you cannot have a service dog on, the policy states you cannot have a dog on campus.
Right.
Policy states. State law allows for a service animal to be permitted with someone.
Certainly.
There is a differential between a
Emotional support.
thank you, emotional support animal on campus. So I think we'll make a proposal to the board policy committee to start to reevaluate that particular policy so it is compliant with that. So that is where we stand. I know that we had some clarification as to emotional support animal as well as a service dog. Thank you. End of the day. Sorry, apologies for loss of words.
Okay. And will that information be included in a following Board of Ed meeting?
Yes, it would be an update on our board policy, and if you just go to our board policies, which is in the Board of Education policy section, it says policies and regulations, there's a magnifying glass, you indicate service animal, it will come up with the board number policy, and you would see on a upcoming board agenda, the indication of that, it would say a revision. It would be 2 readings for it to become policy of the board, so it would appear twice, first reading and second reading.
Okay, thank you very much. That was it.
There are no more raised hands.
Thank you. Motion to close the floor to the public, Stasu, and second by Morel. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Stasu and Morel. Second. Okay, moving on to resolutions. May I have a motion to approve items 2B through 3B? Motion. Motion, Morel, second. Stasu. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Curry,
Yes.
Mrs. Joe,
This is for 2B and walk in 3B?
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Richter,
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Mr. Alpanakis is absent. Mr. Rubino?
Yes. We're doing 1B and
2B and 3B.
oh, so yes, okay, yes.
Ms. Stasu?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Absolutely.
Ms. Colback?
Yes to 2B, and I'll abstain on 3B.
May I have a motion to approve item 1B and G? Motion. Second. Motion Morel, second Cho. Roll call, please.
Ms. Curry?
Yes.
Ms. Joe?
Yes.
Ms. Richter?
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Mr. Alpanakis is absent, Doctor. Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Ms. Stasu?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
And Ms. Colback?
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve items 1 CUR through 6 CUR? Motion. Second. Motion Morel, second Stasu. Roll call, please.
Ms. Richter?
Yes.
Ms. Stasu?
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Mr. Rubino?
Just to be clear, 3 CUR is pulled, correct?
No.
No?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can we go back to me after, please?
Just do it now.
Okay, I'm
Rectify your
I'm
vote.
so sorry, so my vote is
Yes on
yes on
everything, and
everything
no on
except
3
3CR.
CUR.
Wait,
Stasu?
yes, that's what I just said.
Yes.
Yes, and no to 3CUR.
Well, that's what I wanted to hear. No on 3 CUR? Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Mr. Rubino?
Yes, with the exception of 3 CUR, I vote no.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Dr. Romanopoulos? Absent. Ms. Curry?
Yes.
Ms. Colback?
Yes, except no on 3 CUR.
Did you miss it?
He did
Yeah.
at the beginning. Yeah. May I have a motion to approve items 3F through 20F?
Motion.
Motion Morel, second Curry. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Richter?
Yes.
Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Ms. Curry?
Yes.
Ms. Stasu?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Dr. Romanopoulos is absent. Ms. Colback?
Yes.
May I have a motion to approve items 1P through 16P? Motion Morel, second. Second. Second Curry. Roll call, please.
Mr. Rubino?
Yes.
Ms. Morel?
Yes.
Dr. Romanopoulos is absent. Ms. Stassen?
Yes, with the exception of 11P, the one name, please.
Don't know? On 11.
One name.
Ms. Richter?
Yes.
Mr. Knight? Yes. Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Curry?
Yes.
Ms. Kovac?
Yes.
All right, moving on. Is there any old business? Any new business?
I just want to say congratulations on Paula's nomination, and I wish her the best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm sure she's the one that's going to be chosen.
Oh, thank you.
Ms. Cho, you wanted to say something?
Sure, just, I'd like to make the motion to have the board, fund the math advancement program for the 7th and 8th graders during the summer. And actually, I did have 2 other questions, if it's okay. So 6 you are, is it possible to get that agenda sooner? It's regarding the summer bridge program, because it's April now, and I think a lot of parents typically do their summer programs like by January actually of the year. And I don't know, is the, like, next year also going to be through ESSER funds, or how is that? It depends if we spend it up on that. And then, is it possible to also get the agenda actually linked to the FLBOE page when it says like board meeting happening and it has a Zoom link? Would it make sense to have the actual agenda link there too, instead of having to cross over to somewhere else?
We can definitely look into that.
Thank you.
So just to clarify, for the
math advancement program,
do you want, you're making a motion right now that you want voted on, or you
oh,
just
to
want
have
it
the
to go on
agenda
record?
for, yeah, for, I guess for
You just
the
want it to go
next
on record
meeting.
at the next meeting?
Yeah, to have that on the agenda.
So noted.
Thank you.
It's already sent to the administrative staff.
Thank you.
So wait, it's hard for me to follow, but there's going to be something put on a future agenda, or are we going back on something that was on tonight's agenda?
Oh, Elisa wants to have the advanced math free to the students rather than make it a cost burden to parents.
And is that, I thought, wasn't that an item that was pulled?
Oh, the program was on the agenda.
It's not pulled, the amounts that, the funding actually was not on today's agenda, so I've had to make a motion to make it an agenda item in a future agenda, so we didn't do that in the past. I think I mentioned this 3 years in a row, so that's why I'm motioning to do it now.
Sassy, you want to say something or no?
I want to say something. I would like to make a motion to resurface the gym floor in the middle school over the summer. I'd like to see it on the next agenda, so it's definitely done. Thank you. And to clean the vents, all the dust falling down as well in that middle school gym. Thank you.
So noted.
Second.
We need to second it?
So no, we're not making formal motions right now, right?
You're just going on record that you want it.
Yes.
Yes, we're requesting the superintendent to undertake a look at these items.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was following Elisa, so I said.
Good
No,
answer.
that's why I clarified with Elisa. All right, thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Second, Rubino, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you, everyone. Good night.